Try this again. Take two. So, like I said, Dar is going to be the guest for Country Guitar Talk for opener of season two. Yeah, so I just sent that invite out to her here. All right.
Hey, dude.
How are you?
Good, good. Let me fix my camera here real quick. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can hear you.
All right. How's it going?
Oh, I'm hanging in there.
So, can people like see this on
Yeah,
the internet or whatever?
yeah,
Cool.
yeah. We both have people online that should know we're going live.
Cool. So, what are we like waiting for people to join or something?
No, we can just go ahead and start chatting. Sometimes people hop on, and then I always save this for later viewing in case if a lot of people didn't see it live in the moment. So
Oh, okay.
it's just being casual chatting. I only ask like two or three questions, and then the rest is just fly by the seat of the pants kind of thing.
Right on. I hear you. So, what? So you're So what is it called? It's called your thing's called American Heritage Guitars,
Yeah,
and like that's what you call the guitars you build.
yeah. I put my own stamp on it, and then I've been a big railroad buff, so I always add the railroad sign and just put the X and then put the R in the R. So that's kind of been my little signature stamp.
Oh, cool. Okay, and so do you do a podcast or just the online video stuff?
Just the online here. I don't really have the tools to be able to do that. I've always wanted to use YouTube, but I found out that you have to have over 1,000 followers in order to do lives on YouTube. Unfortunately,
Oh, okay, cool.
so pretty much I use Facebook or Instagram. Um, it just depends on somebody's reach and what they think, where the majority of their followers would be and follow along.
Oh, okay. So where are you located at?
In a small town in Illinois called Clinton.
Oh yeah, Clinton.
Small farm town, yeah.
Did
It's
I
just
meet
about
did I meet you at
25 minutes.
Logan's Festival? Did we meet? Did you go to Logan's Festival?
No, he's a little further down than I am.
Oh, okay.
It's just a lot of the guys like him, my buddy Alex, A lot of the guys have been, we're talking about you, and I checked out some of your stuff a while back, and I was like, well, since they've been talking about you, we'll try to get you on here and, you know, just basically talk about music. And I know that here in a little bit, we'll let you talk about the Maryland Cigar Box Guitar Festival, first annual, I should say.
Yeah, hopefully we can do it annual. That's the plan. So
Yeah, there's just always so much red tape involved if you're dealing with your state and blah 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 and all that stuff. So um, I've always wanted to do something like that. This small town, I don't think I'd have to ask cops nothing. There's a square uptown that isn't even used really, where you can. It's right uptown. The bar's not across the street. It's just a little, a decent sized pavilion. It's concrete pavilion. Sound carries. So I hope to kind of maybe do something like that with some people because it'd be pretty cool. Because like it's a square that you got to go around like a roundabout, and then the stage is like right in the middle of the square. It's a pretty neat little location here.
yeah, so we had so my friend Scribe, who he's also playing the festival, he shared the post of the flyer that I created. Or my friend Rimbo Renew, he's the one who drew up the flyer, so it was just kind of like a concept or an idea, and then I just shared it to see like if anybody would be interested in playing it or hosting it. And then Union Craft Brewery hit me up and they said they would like to host the event. So I went up there and talked to them, looked at the venue. It was like huge, you know, and inside. So in case it rains, you know, we're protected from the elements. So I was like, awesome. We'll use this venue. We'll see how it goes this year. See if they, you know, want to continue to do it for future years. But if they decide not to, you know, we'll just have to find a different spot, you know.
Yeah, yeah. It's just always one of them things where you're kind of testing the waters to see if
Right.
and that's kind of why I started Country Guitar Talk last year. And everybody always asks me, well, it's country. You talk about country music. No, country means talking to people around the country, not just country music, even though I'm big into that, but it's, just allowing everybody in the cigar box, guitar community, one, talk about their guitars, show their guitars, talk about music,
Right.
and just try to, because cigar box guitars aren't quote unquote popular. It's not really an end thing, because everybody, let's face it, everybody loves Fender, Gibson, and yada, yada, yada. But,
Right.
these guitars started it all, so I feel as if we all come together and keep talking about it. I feel like, maybe one day it might boom or grow into something where people are like, oh, okay, well, these instruments are cool. These instruments can be, you know, better than its counterparts, because let's face it, those are even more expensive in this day and age. If you want a good one, that is.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like my idea on cigar box guitars is like if you can build your instrument and write your songs on that instrument and play them for people, it's not about how nice your guitar is. If you can take a shitty guitar and entertain people, that makes you that much better of a musician.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, yeah, of course, we all want like a Les Paul, whatever, $10,000 guitar, whatever. But like with me, it's like if I have a guitar that expensive, I'm worried about somehow damaging it or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like I feel like those kind of guitars are more of like a collector's item that you don't really like mess with that much. I don't even know, but
Yeah, I mean, it's one of them things like, if you take a cigar box and let's say that box breaks, well, my neck is good that I built, so at least I can quickly swap it out versus guitars. I mean, bodies of those are anywhere from $85 on up, and
yeah,
that's not even
yeah,
finished. So, I mean, and once again, like that kind of stems back to, in the 1800s, if it wasn't for those people in the Civil War who were photographers and captured those guys with the violin and the cigar box, I don't think most people would realize, like, oh, it's older than people think it is or think they are. And speaking of which, I guess the first question for you would be, who or what got you into, um, you know, building guitars and playing cigar box guitars?
All right, so I think it was like either 2016 or 2017. I went to West Virginia to a show that my friend Rob Lee put together. He was managing a band called Urban Pioneers, and there was a cigar box guitar as a raffle item that you could win. And I bought a couple tickets, and I didn't win it. So I was like, oh man, this thing is so cool, right? Kept thinking about it. So I went home, and a couple weeks later, I just kind of looked up on YouTube, like, how to build a cigar box guitar. I don't know if I looked up like cigar box guitar or how to build one, but I found a video made by Glenn Watt, very simple video on how to make a cigar box guitar. And I made one, I think it was like January of 2017, and I couldn't believe it even worked. I was like, because but at that point I have very limited carpentry skills. I still do, but I can build guitars better now. So,
Yeah, awesome. I mean, it's one of them things where you play a regular six-string guitar, and then all of a sudden, you find this barbaric thing and make it work.
I was amazed. I strummed it, and I looked over at my friend that was there with me chilling, and I was like, I can't believe this thing even works. And she was like, yeah, me neither. Because because as a female, like, growing up, we're not taught like carpentry skills or locomotive, like working on cars or whatever. And
Yeah.
not well, my generation anyway. We didn't really have that option, and my father's very old school, and he doesn't even really do carpentry himself. Like, he was a painter. I know how to paint, but he wasn't like doing construction or plumbing or anything like that. So I didn't really have the skills. I kind of had to teach myself.
Yeah. Yeah, so you didn't get that whole tomboy experience where you were, rough and
I
tumble
got
and hanging out.
No, I did. I mean, I played like a lot of sports or whatever, growing up. But I would grew up in the suburbs in PG County, in a neighborhood called Marlton. So I did a lot of like swim team, soccer, hockey. Street hockey was real popular back then. Football, like, we played everything. It was just a neighborhood full of kids, and back then we didn't have technology like we have now, so we were definitely outside doing whatever.
So you grow up around music, or is it just something like later on in life you were just like, hey, I wanna do this?
Well, I grew up in the 90s, and early 2000s or whatever, but like, my dad listened to Motown and doo-wop growing up, so like I got a lot of that, like love songs, and I mean, I still listen to that kind of music these days. I love that music, but growing up, then grunge was very popular, and punk rock, and old school hip hop and things like that. And I don't think music has really been the same since that era, since the 90s. I mean, yeah, music is good now, but back then it was like, of course you could probably testify, it was different. I mean, you could say you could say whatever the fuck you wanted to say, and nobody
Yeah.
would, you
Yeah.
know, nobody would give you any kind of heat for it. You know what I'm saying? It was just the way people thought different. People
Yeah.
could be different, and you know, we all had everyone had their own little thing going on, and it was a very a unique time, and I'm glad that I got to spend my adolescence during that time.
Yeah, it's magic that you don't get back. And
Oh,
I've
for
said that
sure.
I've said that about a lot of music. I've always been, besides hair metal, which there's no contest when that comes to anything. But like on the country aspect, like I tell people too, is Waylon Jennings, Merle Haggard, David Allan Coe. Uh, you don't get that outlaw shit anymore. There's hardly anybody who, like with music, I always say, like, if you talk the talk, you walk the walk. So like if you actually sing about this certain music, those types of people, they walk the walk. Even Kurt Cobain, all those guys in the '90s, everybody walked the walk, talked the talk. Hey, I'm a drug addict. Hey, I'm this. I sung about it. It's
Right.
uh, and nowadays you can tell, like, it's people who fake it to make it. It's like you could know. It's not
Well,
the same.
that's yeah. That's one thing about my music is I know what people like, you know, and most people don't like the kind of music I play, but I don't really. What's up, Jamie? Thanks for tuning in. Like I don't give a fuck what people like because it's not what I like, you know? And a lot of the times I don't even like I'll write a song, record it, and then I'll turn around and be like, man, I'm not really feeling this song anymore. And I won't really want to play it at my shows because I'm just not feeling it anymore, you know? So, like, for me and my music, it's like, I just gotta, like, be feeling it. I've written hundreds of songs. I mean, I know that my music is definitely not what, you know, people who listen to mainstream want to listen to. Um, but like people tend to like my lyrics, so that's why I keep, you know, doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, and I mean, it's you don't have to be everybody's cup of tea. It's only certain people who get your music, get who you are. I mean, that's just life in
Yeah.
general. I mean, if you're going to be a musician who's not true to yourself, then you're not one at all because you're just going to be a miserable person.
Or
I
you're
mean,
just gonna like you're just gonna be striving for something that because like when you perform, I don't know if you're a live performer as well, but when you perform, like your audience can feel your energy. So if I'm dead tired and got no sleep the night before I play a show, like my audience can tell. They're like, you know, they can, you know, they're like, whoa, I can see it in their face. They don't ever say anything, but I can see like they're like, you know, I mean, it hasn't happened in a very long time, but there's definitely been, you know, shows where I just, you know, didn't get any sleep just for one reason or another, and I just been dead ass tired up there, and just, but I still banged out the set. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, no, I was a big metalhead, so I literally got involved in booze and alcohol, and I took a long break. I've been clean and sober 16 years, and so I accidentally, the typical rock stuff, I let that stuff ruin my career.
Yeah,
Um, and then I decided these last couple of years ago, about 2.5 years ago, I decided to, pick up an instrument again. And it was one of those things where I was embarrassed of myself because, I let myself ruin myself. So I didn't know if I had the gumption to pick up an instrument again. And um, and the weird twist of fate about rebuilding is I broke my hand, and I was sitting around one night, and Del Puckett popped up on TV, and I'm like, you know what? I can do this shit. Instead of focusing on six strings and basses, let's focus on the old school stuff that I was taught from my great grandparents, and heard their stories, and let's get back to what music used to be, and let's put the focal point on these instruments how it should be. So I kind of,
Yeah.
it's like this whole like rebirth, recycle, I guess whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I mean,
Say hi to everybody, George.
that's a beautiful cat. That's a very beautiful. I don't know. I have a cat somewhere around here.
He's got to be in everything I do, whether it's doing these or my YouTube. He's all over. He's a bobtail mink, so he has no tail, and
Oh wow.
he's an old feller. So he's got to always be
How old
close
is
to
that
dad.
cat?
He's 16.
15?
16.
Oh, 16.
Yeah, he's a super senior.
Oh yeah.
So you probably heard him just a little bit ago meowing his head off and walking
Oh,
the other way. And I'm like,
I couldn't hear him.
all
I
right,
can't.
because he does get
Cause
annoying.
I was in I had a metal doom metal band called Fuzz Voyage. But my drummer had a stroke about a year ago, and we kind of just been on pause since then. And I've been in punk bands, and so my hearing's not so great as it used to be. So
I can contest to the hearing not being so good, but that's pretty much fast cars and donking your head off of things. So, and speaking of guitars, um, since your first build, how many do you think you've built since then?
I've built 111 so far, and about
Nice.
a couple amps. I've been building the 9-volt battery powered amps from
Yeah.
CB. I get the kits, and then I'll put them. I'll grab one and I'll show you real quick. So here's one that I built. It's the 9-volt kit that you can get from CB Giddy, and it's all ran with a 9-volt battery.
Yeah, I've actually got one of their kits.
Yeah, so I learned how to stretch the material because I took an amp apart that I got from a yard sale, and I just figured out how to to make one by taking that apart and then just kind of studying how they made it. But I made a couple of these so far. I usually throw these in, like if someone buys a guitar, I'll throw in like one of these amps, with it.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we gotta give a guy a shout out. If both of us actually use his products. Martin, good
Oh
old Martin
yeah,
Tabor.
Marty Tauber. Yeah,
Yeah.
he makes all. I use his pickups for pretty much all my builds. I'll grab my guitar so I can show everybody the pickups. And if you are interested in getting one of these pickups here, these pickups are handmade by Marty Tauber in Maine, and they sound great. I can do a demonstration if you like.
Yeah, by all means.
Yeah, let me grab a cord. I probably should have set it up before the video. I knew like just kind of like do a little demo. I'll use this thing up here.
What are you doing?
Put it there so that it doesn't fall over.
Come on.
Hopefully it's got some battery power to it. But yeah, if you're interested in any of these pickups, just we'll put Marty Tauber's information in the comments below, his email, and just email him and he should be able to hook you up. He sells these pickups for about $25. Wicked Bucker pickups. Get yourself a few. Contact Marty.
They will change your life, folks. Believe you me, they will change your life.
If you like that heavy stuff, that's what you want right there.
I have one of his on. I called it legs. I that's what I named it. I name all my guitars like a hot rod car, but it's legs, and it was a washboard guitar, and that's what I put that one on. And Marty got a hold of me a couple weeks ago and said he was going to wind some more, that he was getting some more done for you too.
Oh
And
yeah.
he made me two of them. Because of my accident, I can't build yet, so I always stare at those as inspiration. But he said he wound those tight enough that how he winds yours. So he said those are really growl versus the one from CB Giddy that I got. So he said they're a little hotter.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, he definitely makes mine hot, from my sound because I like a little bit of fuzz or whatever. How did you hurt your hand?
I broke it a couple years ago. I was working on a car and went to
Mm.
go rotate a bolt and right into the engine block and
That's not why you can't build right now.
bye bye. But that's why I can't build.
Oh, okay.
I got into an ATV accident back in March,
Oh, okay.
and broke my skull up here, skull
Oh,
fracture
wow.
all the way around my ear, down to my jaw, and I just have been learning how to rewalk and talk and everything like that. So, and I have hand tremors,
Mm.
so I'm not ready to build yet. I can't bend over, so uh, yeah,
Were
it's
you
been fun.
not wearing a helmet?
No,
Oh,
I went against my own intuition and just a little bit fast on the throttle. I was trying to help another guy fix his throttle, so his throttle cable to your carburetor, and they get too much slack in them, and the throttle sticks. The throttle won't go close, so it opens the carburetor. And redid that, so I was making sure that the throttle would snap, and when I snapped the throttle a little too hard, handlebars like this and end over end. Ass over
okay.
tea kettle, pretty much. So yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry that happened. That sucks.
um,
But you seem
but
to
yeah,
be bouncing back pretty good. So,
slowly but surely. Slowly but surely, it's a lot of PT, and they're working on my neck and stuff. So I hope here in the next couple months or two. My doctor told me anywhere from 3 to 6 months. So that's by the beginning of next year. So just keep doing that, and I have medication I have to take so for my headaches, to calm my headaches down and everything, and I take that stuff at night, and then I have one I take during the day to help with that. So just trying to be normal,
You get there.
getting there slowly but surely.
hey, Dave.
Hey Dave, you're gonna be on here soon enough, there, Dave. Love Dave. He's an awesome guy. I had him on here for season one last year, just a day ago. I saw it in my memories. It was one day ago yesterday there, Dave. Be back on. Um,
Heck yeah.
so yeah, it's been fun, but getting off topic here, go figure. That's just my brain.
I mean,
Let's talk. Let's talk about the for you. Let's talk about the Maryland Cigar Box, Guitar Festival and.
I hear him
Sorry.
there. I hear him there.
Yeah, yeah, that's he just likes to do it. But what it means to you to have your own festival and what you would like to see happen with it coming up here next month.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't even planning on doing the festival this year, but I put the idea out there, to see if anybody was receptive. And a lot of people were receptive to it, and it kind of just snowballed into an actual event, which I'm happy about. Um, I'm teaching a diddly bow workshop from 12 to 2 p.m. and then the music will start at 2 p.m. And I just hope that we get a good amount of attendees. It's a free festival, so and that the venue does well, so they will invite us back. Um, we have performing. We have. Let me read off the lineup real quick. this is the flyer here. So my friend Josie, she's gonna be the MC, the announcer. She's the artist, surfer, snowboarder. Like one of my good friends, and my buddy Adam, he does a liquid light show. So he's gonna set up like his projectors, and when it gets nighttime, he's gonna do a liquid light show for the bands later. I mean, he'll probably do it during the day too, but you'll definitely be able to see it at night. And we got Shaky Joe Cambic, Seldom Sheldon, Hollow Bones, and Pop are actually coming from Illinois. They're driving all the way out here to perform at my festival. We got Cigar Box Stompers from New Jersey. D. Calhoun, he's a Black Doomba recording artist. He's heavy in the doom metal scene. I actually met him through my doom metal band playing Maryland Doom Fest a couple years ago. But D. Calhoun, he just released a record, and he's doing like a solo cigar box guitar thing, so that's why he's playing the festival. My cousin Danny Stellabat, he'll be playing. Lesser Decibel from Southern Maryland, they'll be playing. Lamana, my buddy Louie, he throws Pittsburgh Cigar Box Guitar Festival, so
yeah,
his band's coming down to Maryland to play. And then of course Scribe will be performing. He's a very well-known artist down here in Maryland and nationally as well. He's well known, so I'm glad. He's a very heavy supporter of the festival, which I'm very happy, because I'm just, I'm happy that all my friends are supporting this festival. And if they didn't, I wouldn't have even tried, I would have been like, whatever.
yeah. I mean, it's always good to have, people behind you, and people who believe in you and believe in what you're, trying to accomplish. And it sounds like, you guys could hopefully have something, big here that'll happen for you next month.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting, that's for sure. So, and we got, there's definitely gonna be people coming out. So I'm not sure how many, but
Yeah.
we definitely got a good amount of RSVPs. The Facebook, I'll post the Facebook event link in the comments, so if people want to attend, they can, respond and
Okay.
share it, or, see the address, what time it's I have when all the bands are playing. So if you want to come see a specific artist, you can see what time they're playing and pop in and see them.
Yeah, if you wanna send me something over Messenger later too, I'll throw up something on here and Instagram as well, and talk
Cool.
about it with everything. Absolutely. I mean, the other thing to ask you is, well, not really ask, but because of the love of music, and like you said, the words hard. Diddley Bow seminar, if you want to call it that, or just a little workshop session. I think that's a cool idea that you guys are doing, because, like I said, my one message over Instagram, it's such a good idea to teach people, like, hey, these primitive instruments, date back from the 1800s. This is how you get started, in music before you start building 3 and 4 stringers and getting, more difficult. I
Yeah.
think that's so cool that you guys are doing that whole little, how to build, a diddley bowing for people to, take it home afterwards and hopefully get addicted and strum.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna bring a piece of wood, probably like 29, 30 inches long, and they're just gonna feed a string. I'm gonna pre-drill holes in them so that they don't have to do much. Just kind of put it all together. Put a string in, stretch it across, 2 bolts. Put a tuning peg on it. Tune it to G. Give them a slide that Patterson from Southwest Cigar Box Guitar Festival sent us some slides. We got 7 slides. We got 6 people signed up, so there's 1 spot left. So if you want to sign up, contact me. We got 1 spot left. So you get a free slide with it, and you get an instrument that you made to take home.
Right on, far out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, folks, if you don't want to build the primitive one, CB Giddy has a nice kit for
Oh
about 40
yeah.
bucks. Just the stick through box and that as well. But basically, what Dara's saying is the primitive ones. I mean, that's how it was done. Guys would come home from the plantation. It would be they'd build one on the wall, have a bottle as their slide or pocket knife, you name it, and use a bristle, and you got yourself a string and make yourself some music.
Yeah. Cigar box guitars, from what I understand, Louis Lomana, he explained the history dating